Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I want to use this video to talk about the extremely important aspect of competitive Valorant, which is communication. I think it's an aspect that most understand is very important, but only a percentage is actually mastered. So, in this video, I will bring my insights on this topic. If you're a player and you find value in this video, then you can send it to your teammates, and coaches, you can feel free to use my system to explain to your players. So, let's begin. Okay, so what is communication? Communication is the act of giving, receiving, and sharing information. We use our voice to give information, to call for a play, to hype our teammates, etc. Communication in a team is 5 individual players combined. So the first thing we must understand is that in order to have good team communication, we must first have good individual communication. As the 5 individual players' communication combined into what we call team communication. If you've ever watched a Twitch stream of a good mix playing together, for example, Patitech and Roxy both did some streams of mixes from G-Loot, etc., you would notice that they have good communication still, even though they never practice together. And that is because they have good individual communication. Alright, so let's start. Any new team I get into, I explain communication in this system, which is information comms, action comms, trash comms. So information comms are comms that bring any information of sorts. Action comms are comms that call for an action, peek, push, etc. And trash comms, I will talk about it here, these are comms that just don't bring any value to the team. And the majority of players in Valorant have trash comms to a certain extent, in team atmosphere, team play Valorant. So these are comms that are usually made after you die, and it's out of tilt, frustration, or simply trying to explain yourself when it's not needed. For example, fucking Stinger. Oh my fucking god, what a bot. I shouldn't have pushed. Etc. These comms can never happen when the round is still going, and in my opinion it should never happen at all, even if you are the last to die, because it can only worsen the team atmosphere, in majority of situations, unless some random shit happens and your tilt can even be funny, you know? So, alright, so before action comms, info comms, I want to talk about tone. The higher the danger is, the higher your tone goes. Really simple, people misunderstand it for some reason. So, let's say an example where my jet is picking top middle with operator, and I broke the recon for him. Now, the enemies are doing smoke on short, are doing recon on middle. It probably means that the kill she's playing solo B. She has a turret here, and she's playing either ticket or close or T-spawn or mid link, yeah? So what I like to do is after my jet shot, I will call for him, yo, come be main, I will run for you. And then my goal is to get him to this angle. I can just break the turret for him, I can close the door, and then I can play either here or here, and I can put my other 3 players on A. So it's pretty easy around from there. So let's say I'm droning, this is how my comms would look like. So, to a ticket, killshot T-spawn, okay, I'm breaking it, I'm leaving. Now situation number 2, I'm droning, and then, boom, 3 players are swinging in this corner, yeah? They're not gonna sit here, waiting to get droned. When the drone is close, they're just gonna wide swing. So anyways, my jet needs to be smart and wait for my drone to get some info, before she's actually committing. Now, in this situation, when they're swinging, I'm not gonna call on 3 swinging, I'm gonna call 3 swinging or 3 picking, like something with a proper tone. So my jet can understand the danger is really high. And also another aspect, which I'm gonna talk about a bit later, is I want to pressure my teammates to act. So I either want to pressure them to push aim in, or they need to rotate, depending on what info we have. So, I want to Haven quick, I wanna give another example where I'm anchoring C and the enemies are rushing C. So let's say I jiggle pick default and boom. So 2C long, they're walking up, recon C, I broke it, I flash them. They're not committing it, guys, they froze, I stopped them. Yeah, nothing C, they can go back to A, okay. If you're able to speak like this, which is what I call EMINEMing, you're gonna win so much more games, and your gameplay is gonna get 10 times better. And like your life, and especially your teammate's life, is gonna get just a lot easier. Like standard tier 2 player, standard tier 3 player, they would call like walking up C, rushing C, maybe they would call I'm flashing them as well. And then after this, they would sit here to tunnel vision on the crosser. So their A player, their Sova, what he's doing, he's obviously rotating because he heard like rushing C, blah blah blah. And then like between here and here, depending how good he is, he's gonna check menu up and see there's nothing C. So he's gonna ask, yo, Omen, are they still on C? And then like they're gonna say no. And then he's walking back, boom, spike planted. You know? So if you're able to Eminem, like, and understand that Valorant is a game of information, the more accurate information you have, the easier it is for you to make the right decisions. You're just gonna win every game. Like, if you have like all the other stuff obviously together. So I wanna say this is not only for anchor players like Killjoy Omen, also for Jet, for example. Let's say you're playing here, you kill like, so let's say like I kill Jet, they're walking up on me, they're smoking A, flashing A, they're running long, guys, they're running long. I'm leaving site. But they force, don't rotate, wait. For example, you know? So this can be for Jet, for Sova, anyone. Yeah? Like Sova is playing here, holding pixing angle, like whatever. So yeah, if you take this into your gameplay, like, yeah, you're one step ahead of the competition. Okay, now, like I explained, the higher the danger, the higher the tone. Your tone should always be either neutral or positive in general. I don't care how much fucks you have, you should never sound like you don't want to be in the server. If you're dead tired, then at least tell your team before the pack that you didn't sleep and that you're sorry if you're not gonna perform. But tone massively impacts atmosphere, which obviously impacts performance. Now to make it clear, there is no chance you're playing bad and you also stop communicating and your tone starts getting depressed. Okay? No way. Majority of players have this problem. If you're getting fucked and you can't do shit, you can always use your voice to win the game. So be the hype man of the team, you can feed info to the IGL, you can give suggestions, and you can just literally, yo, follow me, I'm gonna jump, you can trade me, etc. Alright, so information comes. So server top middle, bridge to the city, I got one flash, or I'm flashing for you, I can flash for you, whatever. Now I'm blind, I'm reloading is extremely important comms. Like I'm sure you all lost some rounds because you thought your teammate is speaking with you but he's reloading and whatever. So if you're blind, if you're reloading, call. And then they have kill shield is also information, like they have kill shield. So now in the context of you killing a person or you dying, you should give the comm agent status location. So if you kill breach on city, you should call breach that city. And if you die to Jet on top middle that is half HP, you should call Jet top middle half HP. So pretty much like you don't need to make it accurate like about the status and location, like you can switch between them, like which comes first, you know. But usually you want to put the agent first. Now in some situations, like let's say you have a lot of fights that are coming up straight, then like you can minus different things. For example, like dead city, dead market, like instead of calling the agent as well, you know, it's like really situation dependent. But the usual like formula is agent status location. Now for action comms, it's really basic. Like go peek, push garden, go stack A guys. It's like go do this. Now there is like two more things with like thingies, like which is I'm smoking right side, go push elbow. So I'm smoking right side, it's like you're giving info to the team that you're smoking right side, but it's also an action you're doing, and also go push elbow after that. And I'm dashing out trade me. So I'm dashing, like it's like guys, I'm dashing, like, and it's also like I'm dashing out trade me. So like come with me and trade me when I'm dashing. So yeah. Alright, now real quick, countercalling. So not countercalling the way you think, which is IGL saying go B, and you say no, let's go A. Countercalling in a way of preventing misunderstandings. So until there is a comm that counters the previous action, you commit. So if there is a comm, let's swing. You swing until there is a call, I'm blind, so I can't fight with you, I'm reloading, so I can't fight with you, or go back, so. Alright, next thing I want to talk about is what is being vocal. So a lot of players are saying they're vocal players, etc. So being vocal is not just giving comms. Being vocal is giving patterns to your IGL between rounds. So for example, if you're the killjoy player on B on ascent, on attack, and you see every single round the Sova is playing on lane, he's shock darting off the killjoy turret when you're trying to break it. Okay. When the round finishes, after 4 rounds, I don't know, like enough rounds passed, so you see it's a pattern, he's doing it consistently, you can say, yo, reason, he's shock darting off turret every round. And then you can just let the IGL get the solution. Or a bonus is you can also reason his shock darting B off turret every round, and I think I can easily break the turret and we pop B. So the killjoy is gonna go solo and break the turret, so it's like a standard default, and your teammates are gonna do smoke short, recon middle, etc. And then you're just gonna pop out of B. That's all. So that's the first aspect of being vocal. The second aspect of being vocal is talking in VOD reviews and in theory. So even if you were on the other side of the map when the situation talked about is being like worst, for example, talking about anchoring A site on ascent on defense, and you're the killjoy on B, but you still see that your teammates could have done this or could have done that, you can still give this information. Yo, by the way, also another thing you can do is play too short and react mid-round, etc. Whatever, like just as an example. Okay, next thing is refilling information. You do this when you're alive and when you're dead. So Let's say, for example, it's 5v2, you killed one person, last player is the Jet who started on A with operator. So you can call, last was operator on A, start of the round, and last 1 HP. Jet was middle start. Or for example, let's say it's retake 3v2, and one guy is unknown, then you call the unknown player, let's say it's Omen. Omen was B at the start, or Omen was taking middle. So your teammates have some sort of information of like where is he gonna be. Now let's say your teammates are going to retake, it's important to call, yo, they have sub-vault, or when your teammates are actually retaking, they're taking too long, yo, they still have sub-vault, or he will aftershock the bomb, etc. Like, give this information that your teammates are understanding, okay, they have to speed up, or they still have to care for post-plant utility. So, like I said, when you're dead, you need to refill information, but I will talk generally now on what to do when you're dead. So, you need to call who's planted, so obviously, you open the tab, and when the enemy plants, the ult orb goes up, so you can see who planted. Obviously, if one guy has 0 and the other guy has ult, then like if the guy planted and the other person with the 0 didn't go up, then the guy who has the ult already planted. It's kind of basic things. Now also you can call the enemy ults. Like I said, they still have several, they have this. Or let's say, I don't know, you're the Jet player, you're executing A on Ascent, you died, and you see, like you died to the kill tree and now she has ult. So you call, yo, they have kill tree ult. You need to push out, pretty much, they need to understand that. You can also call in this situation that I show here, like, let's say you are the Sova, you're dead, and you see you got info on B main somehow, let's say your Kaio knifed B main. Wait guys, like Kaio, you can flash B main for them. Yeah? Like you should call the wait guys before the Kaio can flash for them, because maybe when you finish calling they will already peek. So yeah. And also, ping the spike. Okay, so for the people who are actually wondering how do you train your comms, so obviously you need to use packs, you need to use rankeds, and I also like to use deathmatch. One small thing about comms to add is that instead of saying minus 120, you should actually say 30 HP. Yeah. Now, what do you actually do in deathmatch? You call where you spawn, you call what you're doing, and you call agent status location. So, I'm source, I'm picking market, faded market, I'm walking up middle, jet middle, I'm dead. A heaven, I'm picking ramp, I don't see ramp, picking side, picking elbow, fade main, I'm dead, sofa side and fade main. So like this, and you pretty much do this for the entire deathmatch, and I would run a few deathmatches like this, and just fully train it like every single day, and your comms are gonna get really good like that, because deathmatch is an environment with no pressure, so you can just use it like that. So yeah. Alright, I just wanted to make a video explaining about communication in Valorant and how I see it from my perspective. So I just want to add a few things, which is first of all, for consistency, you need to focus on what you can control, which is communication, cursor placement, movement. For example, if you slept bad and then your reaction time is bad and you can't flick, for example, you can't control it, you can't do anything about it, you just slept bad. But communication, cursor placement, movement, let's say even your tone, I will just put only the tone alone, is something that is within your control, you know? It's depending on your self-awareness as well, but it's within your control. So you can really win games by that. If you know how to compliment people properly with your voice, you can win games by that. If you are complimenting the people who are not used to getting complimented, the IGL, the coach, the analyst, the manager, you can really make a big difference. Like, you can make them work even harder, because they do always play when it is getting 2 kills and he's getting complimented, it's great. But if the IGL, you tell him, yo, good call by the way, or if it's in theory and he comes up with a nice pistol strat, you tell him like, yo bro, how did you get this pistol strat? It's insane. Like, just as small things, you know, like to make some extra like expressions. I used to do this all the time, and I'm doing this all the time. Like, even if it's small things, I'm trying to do extra for my teammates to try to make them look that insane, you know? Like, sometimes you need to get your ego a bit down, but I'm telling you, like, this just helps, you know? Like, again, like I said, the atmosphere, if the atmosphere is positive, then when people are feeling good, they're having fun, they're playing better. It's really simple to understand. So, yeah. And like I said, the main thing is delete trash comms from your comms, and no way that you're playing shit and you're not communicating, or your tone is going down. That's all. If you want to be a tier 1 player, in my opinion, then this would be the way to master communication, this video. So if you enjoyed it, if you have anything to add, actually, I might have forgotten some stuff, then feel free to put in comments. And if you want me to talk about other subjects, then put in comments. I will read and I will make them. So thank you very much for watching, and peace.